The Urban Impact Show is sponsored by Green and Wood Media Services. Green and Wood uses digital media to help businesses, political campaigns, and organizations grow while increasing their community impact. Green and Wood Media is pleased to offer a digital media buying fellowship to train, develop, and mentor young people interested in digital media, politics, and advertising. Learn more at greenandwoodmedia.com.
Black excellence, black beauty, and black pride. Black power from all diasporas coincide. Progressive truth and regression eventually collide. May the beauty of the people no longer be set aside. May the black queen's grace continually mesmerize the millions who couldn't see it when looking into her eyes. And the black man's plight no longer be the disguise. Oppression, emasculation, they wanna castricize him. Take him away from the black queen, put him inside prison for slave labor, he institutionalized. Wondering on the outside, is she willing to ride? Is she willing to ride? Is she willing to fight for the love, even despite the fact that he doing time? Love that conquers all will never fade with time. If she don't choose the love that appreciates every life, his flame might get dim and he may.
Hello, I'm Dwana Bradley.
And I am Brittani Dudley.
And welcome to the Urban Impact Show. We are excited that you are here with us this Sunday as we focus on Black physical and financial health. Before we get started with our conversation today, I want to give a shout out to Miss Desiree Fletcher. She has won Mrs. Iowa.
Yes,
I
congratulations.
did not know.
That's huge.
Congratulations.
That's huge.
I did not know that we had a Mrs. Iowa. I've heard of Miss Iowa, but not Mrs. And so I'm making the assumption this is for married women.
Yes.
And we are going to hopefully have her on this show to just talk about her journey.
Yeah, that
and
would be
nationals are in November.
Where's
in Las Vegas.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So we should try to get her on before that.
Yeah, so we're going to work on getting around before that, but we wanted to send a shout out to you. She's going to be talking to the Urban Experience magazine, and we're excited for that, and that will be in our October edition. But today, we are focusing on Black physical health. We know how important that is in our community, and we don't talk a lot about health. And today, we have Zakia Jenkins with us today.
Yeah.
We are so excited to have you with us on the Urban Impact Show as we talk about physical health. And so I wanted to just start by you introducing yourself to the audience and then sharing a little bit about your health journey.
Oh, absolutely. And thank you so much for having me.
Of course.
This is so important to my heart. But I'm Zakia Jenkins with Grace Fitness. And I got into fitness just to save my own life, right? I didn't plan this. When I was a kid, I didn't plan to be in health and fitness or anything like that. But I was just morbidly obese. You know, my ankles were swollen. I needed a seatbelt to fit on the plane. I couldn't fit in any clothes. I had acute asthma. My kidneys was failing. So I was depressed, you know, just not taking care of me. Right. You know, so just through a lot of different blessings from God, I just started taking care of myself, putting myself as a priority, because we are moms, employees,
and a lot of times we don't do that.
You don't. You put everybody in front of your health, and that's the wrong thing to do. And we're not brought up for, you know, we weren't. I can say me. I can only speak for myself. I wasn't raised walking with my mom or dad or riding a bike. I didn't see that. My parents working to make ends meet. We didn't have that.
Health wasn't the focus.
You eat. You don't. We didn't have a choice. What cereal we wanted. This is what you got. And, you know, and you eat what's on your plate. Even if you full, you gotta clean that plate. And I think that's the worst thing that now, to tell a child to finish your plate, because what if they're full? They have to know their fullness, because your fullness is
different.
You know. So I just through diet and exercise, I have just changed my life. I'm no longer considered an acute asthmatic. I still take an inhaler. I have an inhaler. But my breathing, I went to the doctor 2 months ago for a checkup. My worst breathing, my lung capacity was at 50 50% at one point. That's horrible.
Jesus.
And I'm at like 97%.
Oh, that's
She was
awesome.
like, whatever you're doing, keep it up.
Now, do you use your inhaler just like when you're working out? Or like,
No, they don't want to take me off it completely. So I just take a puff every morning just to keep me on
your
the
airways.
kill. But I don't need my rescue inhaler. I don't need I don't need prednisone to clear my lungs up. And but it is tough. And I encourage everybody to run the good race, because losing weight and just staying at living a healthy lifestyle isn't easy. And if somebody, it is, and if people don't get what it takes mentally to lose weight, because when me being at 305 pounds, I had no clue how the weight was gonna come.
So that talk to us about like what made you like say, okay, Zakia, you got to focus on this. I need to focus on this. I guess talk us through.
Wow. It was so many experiences. People were mean to me. They would say mean things, just make little sly remarks about your weight, and I couldn't fit in anything. I remember taking my daughter Trinity to her first concert, and I split my pants at the concert. And I keep the sweater to this day because it was a 4X sweater. I had to purchase that's just to wrap around my body. So it's those things, and you only will get to where you want to go when you're sick and tired of being sick and tired.
You got to be sick and tired.
You can't do it for anybody else. This is a personal journey. And what I encourage people, it takes years to put the weight on. It's going to take years to put it on.
So just set like the right expectation.
And start out small. Like for me, I used to drink a liter of pop. But I conquered that to where I went from drinking Mountain Dew to Diet Mountain Dew to water to, you can't conquer everything all at once because you'll set yourself up to fail.
Talk about that mental battle that comes with it, because I know, being on that journey of, you need to make a change and then you start making the change and then all of a sudden you take, few steps back. And so talk about that mental toughness too that it takes and just how you were able to mentally keep things going as you were on your journey.
I'm still on the journey, Dwana, and that's for sure. You're gonna be on that journey the rest of your life. Because when you hit that goal weight, then what? What are you gonna do to maintain it? But for me, I prayed a lot, and I'm so thankful for my church, Elpis Christian Fellowship, because that it really, Pastor Tammy really touch me to release it and to forgive people, because I'm holding on to stuff that people did to me as a child, right? And but I'm hurting myself off of what other people have done to me that I had nothing to do with, didn't deserve it. But you have to cast that into the sea of forgiveness in order to, really understand it. It's just, people are just messed up, right? And you got to just forgive and move on. But the mental toughness to eat right every day, to exercise, because can't nobody do this for you. Right? You cannot.
That's right.
Can't nobody wake up and motivate you to work out when you don't feel like it. Nobody.
That is true. So tell me, if I'm saying today, or if anyone's listening today that's saying, I want to start this journey. I don't know where to start. I don't know where to begin. I don't know who to reach out to. I don't know what this looks like, but I know I'm at that point where I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. So talk to the viewers about what steps they can take.
I would tell you, your step is to contact Grace Fitness is your step. And I founded Grace Fitness because when I was losing weight, I didn't have a support piece. I couldn't call somebody and say, I'm having a bad day. I want to eat this. I know I don't want to. You have to have some support. I even went to Overeaters Anonymous class and the room was all creaky and it was just bad, but I didn't know where else to turn to. So I would encourage people to reach out, but birds of a feather flock together. So if you're around unhealthy people, your chances of you being unhealthy is higher. So you have to get around people that's concerned about their health, that they exercise, so that can encourage you.
Right. So Grace Fitness, you're a coach as well as a
I am a coach. I'm a fitness coach and just a motivational coach around eating. I'm currently at Iowa State to become a registered dietitian because in the Black community, there's no Black dietitians. Who gonna teach us how to eat? I sure don't know.
Right. That's
right?
awesome.
And that's all I'm doing it for me as well as my community, because we don't know what to eat. We know our traditions and what grandma used to make and what our mama used to make that's delicious.
Right. Let's hold that thought. We're going to go have a quick break and we'll
Okay.
be right back with you guys. Okay.
All right.
Hey, hey.
All right, we're back. So Zakia, I remember watching you just from the beginning of your journey, and which I think is so amazing to see you at this space right now. So as we talk about Grace Fitness, you are a coach. Do you develop meal plans? You develop like fitness plans? Talk to us a little bit about what that looks like.
So right now I cannot legally develop
okay.
meal plans, because that take a special expertise.
Yeah. Oh, but
So
you're going to school
I'm going
for it.
to school for that. But what I do, I just share my recipes. You know, I need to get better at that. I'm only one woman on a crusade to get my community healthy.
Yeah.
Right. So it's only one me. So I want to get my recipes out. I want to do this. But at the end of the day, I'm just like, wow. But what I do want to tell people is, you know, you have to, if you have to have candy, right? You have to have those chips. Just don't eat it every day, all day.
Yeah.
Don't deprive yourself, right? So you need those M&Ms. Have those M&Ms. Half that bag up. Put the rest in the freezer, out of sight, out of mind, till tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know, just making those changes so you don't, because you don't want it to be another job. Because you're not going to do it if it's another job.
You'll stop doing
You're
it.
going to stop. And you want it a lifestyle.
Yes.
Change. No gimmicks. And that's what Grace Fitness is about. No gimmicks. It's just how it works is we talk. We talk. How's your struggle? Is what you struggling with? And
then you sharing your story.
Just share. I share my story and I share my recipe. This is what you can make for your family. And it's just that simple, but it's not simple. Yeah. Right? It's not easy to lose weight. The mental anguish, the negative thoughts that you hear in your mind that you say to yourself. And what I want to convey to people, we have forgiveness for everybody else. We need to forgive ourselves. We need to forgive ourselves for what we may have done to somebody or somebody did to us, so you could release it and work on you.
So you're not carrying that.
No, it's a lot to carry, and especially with weight and just uncertainty, because you take 2 steps forward and you take a step back. But as long as you keep moving, you cannot give up. Like I've been on this boot for 30 days and I strict doctor's orders not to work out, and that's been killing me. And I put on maybe about 10 pounds.
Yeah, because you're not able to work out.
Because I'm eating the same. So I just encourage people to, you know, get to moving. You need to SPP every day. If the viewers don't get anything else out of today, you need to sweat, pee, and poop every day. And you do that by the meals that you put, the food you put in your body, and moving if you don't like running, don't run, right? Find what you like to do that you can do it the rest of your life.
So it doesn't feel like work. And
Yes.
it's not like a task.
It's not a
'Cause
job.
I think that's the biggest thing for me. Like I'm an athlete. I've been an athlete for years, but it's so hard for me now to work out. It feels too much like a job, you know? So it's like, I feel like I'm not getting nothing out of it because I'm making myself do it. So it's like, I got to find things that, whether it's like getting on the treadmill or joining a workout class because that's something fun, interactive. Be realistic with myself. I'm not going to, you know, work out how I did when I was training, but doing something.
And that is the key. Do something, even if it's a wash your car, clean up a closet in your house. Just get to moving. So vitally important to your health. And I know, I'm sorry, but like COVID, right? COVID is killing the Black community. We have a lot of stigma around this vaccine, but what I tell people, the vaccine is like a condom. Right? It doesn't totally protect you. Right? It's just an extra barrier of protection. You know, so you just we have to keep ourselves healthy. We have all these underlying health conditions. And when COVID came, it wiped us out, and it's still wiping us out. We've lost so many wonderful people to this virus
because a lot of them had underlying issues.
Had underlying health conditions that has not been addressed.
So what are things that people can do? A lot of times I hear when people want to lose weight, they think about the finances. Well, I can't afford to lose weight. It's so expensive to buy the healthy food. And so what do we tell people that they can do when we're not thinking about finances, but some of the changes that you can make right now that don't even cost you a dime, or maybe something that's really not so expensive, you know what I'm saying, to be able to help you jumpstart that journey?
Absolutely. Moderation. You go to a fast food restaurant, order a kid's meal when at all possible. They giving kids too much food. Right? So you order a kid's meal and cut your portions, and that saves you money. So you go to a restaurant, cut it in half as soon as you get your plate, take the rest home for another meal. That helps. Right?
That's a good idea.
It really is. It's just those little things to help you switching from these energy drinks to water, you know, free water, you know, things like that is just very,
I
very
think one thing that was hard for me when I go through these, like I've done so many fasts, so many diets, is like, if the whole house isn't dieting, it's so hard for it to just be me, because it's like, I got to cook me something different than everyone else. Does your whole house have changed lifestyle?
Yeah. But it
awesome.
But it was a gradual thing. It's once again, it's not it's not right away. It's a gradual progression to eating healthier. You know, you can't expect because the more you know, the better you do, right? So you just need to educate yourself, find out what you like, and most times make sure you're drinking your water, because you might think that you are hungry and you're thirsty. Right? You just ate, but you sitting here like, man, I am hungry.
And water will fill you up if you're drinking the right amounts.
And your body needs it. It clears up your face, you know, releases a lot of toxins. It's so important.
And that's what I wanted you to talk a little bit about, the importance of water as well. I know it's something that I've always struggled with, drinking water, but you know, trying to find those ways to trick myself and others who might be struggling with the water intake, what to do. And I know we talk about how much water we should drink. Everyone talks about the 64 fluid ounces, all this, but you know, how much water should we drink? What the benefits of water that you have seen along your journey as well, and how can we get to that point where we start drinking more water?
So as far as your water, it's always a magical formula, right? If you're not drinking any, if you graduate to one bottle of water, you're good, right? Once again, baby step, right? You know, if you're not drinking any, you can't even expect to be drinking 9 cups,
right?
You know,
be realistic.
You have to set realistic expectations. And how my trick is, I always have water wherever I am. So if I'm thirsty, I'm not looking for anything. It's there. I don't care if I have water all over. Right. Because when I'm thirsty, that's going to be the first thing I go to is the water. So that's a very helpful tip, is to keep it close. Because when you thirsty, that's what you're going to drink.
Because you're going to drink what's around. So if you have a bunch of soda around you, or a bunch of juice, you're going to drink that because you have it accessible to you.
And speaking of soda, pop, whatever you call it, right? That has to go.
Yeah.
Like if you read the back of a can of pop, it is 76 grams of sugar in a can or a bottle of Mountain Dew. You should not have that all day.
Yeah.
Right. And some people that's all they do is drink. I used to be like that. That's an addiction.
Yeah.
It's sugar.
Yes.
It's sugar.
Yeah.
You know, so what I suggest a transition from pop, get you those water packets.
Yeah.
Put that water packet in your
Like
water. Give you some
Light.
Crystal Light. It gives you some flavor.
Right.
Right. And at least to get just to trick your mind. Because once again, it's all in the mind.
Yeah.
You're right.
So just those simple tips to get your water intake is so important. And you pee, right? You don't have time to be in nobody's business because you always in the bathroom.
Right.
You don't, right? But it flushes all. It really your body needs it.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah. No, it's very, very important. And I'm on day 3 of my water journey. Just so y'all know, I'm on
How
day
much are you
3.
drinking a day?
I'm drinking the 64, but it's at 11 cups a day.
Okay.
And so I've been reading and researching it, and so I'm on day 3.
Yeah.
Don't know what tomorrow will look like, but I'm
But
on
at
day
least you're
3
on day
right
3.
now.
You know, like with Amazon, they have those like buckets you can buy that kind of like say like first hour, second hour,
Yeah.
you know,
I've
things
seen
like
those.
that. I thought about getting something like that just to make me drink more water.
And you could go all day without drinking water, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
like, oh man, I haven't had water all day.
Yep.
But you know, and I encourage you to wanna, 9 cups. That's a lot. That's a lot. So if one day you don't drink the 9 cups, if you drink 3 cups, if you drink 2 cups,
Right.
it's better than no.
Yeah.
Right. And that's how I feel about exercise. You have to move. At least if you only do 10 minutes 3 times a day, that's better than no minute.
Yeah.
Right.
No, I think that's perfect. And talk to the viewers about some of the things you've been doing, because you have been really active in the community and making sure that we take responsibility for our physical health. So just talk about what you're doing. I know you have some things coming up, so let's talk a little bit about that.
Yes, so I have a Black Health event coming October 2nd to the Caramore Clinic on East Euclid. And what I'm doing is I just want people to know their numbers.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That is so important to know where your A1C at, because and your A1C is, in layman's terms, how much sugar in your body.
Right.
Right. And that leads to diabetes and so, just to know your numbers, and I'll have resources there. Veggie Thumper's going to be there to provide some healthy food samples so people can taste, so they don't have to use their own money to taste it, right? Yeah. Just to give them. So I'm on a crusade to get my people healthy, because our lives depend on our kids, our grandkids. We need us, right?
That's right.
And you only have one body. You can't buy
You
another.
gotta treat it right.
You can't buy another kidney, right?
Yeah.
You have to take care of the body that God has given you. And food is killing us because it's delicious.
I'm so proud of you. Like I said before, I remember, you in the beginning of your journey, you
thank
worked
you.
so hard to educate everybody and stay consistent.
Yeah.
So,
and that's the key. When you don't feel like doing it is when you should do it the most. Like truly, because once you get done doing whatever it is you don't feel like, especially working out and eating better,
Right.
You feel accomplished. You feel like, okay, I could do this. And you can.
Right.
You can do it. If I did it, you can do it.
So where can our viewers look at your business, your social medias, like to follow you and keep up with you? Can you let us know?
So social media is Grace Fitness DSM, and my website is gracefitnessdsm.org. And I also want to tell people to get your rest. That's where my transformation happened. At the highest. One morning I just woke up and my double chin was going, right? Because you have to rest. We have so much going on. You have to let your body, you put in the work. It took me years to lose weight, but I stayed at it. And one day I woke up and it was gone, and I woke up the whole house, because I was so excited that you see the fruits of your labor.
Yes,
exactly.
So just stay stay the course in your health, because you are all you have.
No, that's perfect. And one more time, will you tell everyone about the event that's coming up in October?
Yes, it is October 2nd at the Caremore Clinic on East Euclid, where the old Bebops used to be. And it's from 10 to 2, and we're going to have a yoga session at 10:45 with Horencia, and then I'm going to come up at 12:45 to do a low impact. And just to really, it's going to be music playing, so it's not going to be your typical health fair because it is a Black health fair. So we're going to have music going, and I just want you to know your numbers because it's so important. And if you need help, reach out to Grace Fitness. I'm here for you and care.
All right. Well, thank you, Zakia, for being with
Thank
us.
you so much
So
for coming in and educating us.
and everyone watching, we want to make sure that you take care of your health. It is important, and you take it one step at a time. We're going to take a little short break here at the Urban Impact Show. We will be back talking about your financial health.
Yay!
That was
The Urban Impact Show is sponsored by Green and Wood Media Services. Green and Wood uses digital media to help businesses, political campaigns, and organizations grow while increasing their community impact. Green and Wood Media is pleased to offer a digital media buying fellowship to train, develop, and mentor young people interested in digital media, politics, and advertising. Learn more at greenandwoodmedia.com.
And welcome back to the Urban Impact Show. And no, I am not Dwana Bradley. I know I'm sitting in the same seat. But look at what just happened, y'all. We just elevated the show. This is going down. That's right. I'm Rob Johnson.
I'm Luana Nelson Brown.
And thank y'all so much for tuning in. We can't thank you enough for being here today. So the first half of our show, we talked about physical health, which, man, do I need to get into some physical health just a little bit. But right now, Luana, we getting ready to talk about some money.
Yes, we are. Our favorite topic.
You already know I love talking about money.
Absolutely.
You know, I
all
love
day.
talking about money. I call you about money every day.
All the time, people. All the time.
So we do have a special guest in the studio that's going to be with us for the next 25 minutes, y'all. So stay tuned. We're gonna take one break in the middle of this, but please, while you're listening to us, I need everybody just real quick. I'm gonna give you 5 seconds. Press the share button. Everybody that's listening to us, press the share button. We want this message to continue to go out while it can. All right, I believe that's 5 seconds. My brother in the middle. How you doing, man?
I'm doing fantastic. How you doing?
Please introduce yourself. Tell us who you are and tell us a little bit about what you do.
Yes, my name is Louis Slaughter. Thank you for welcoming me to the show. I appreciate it. I am the State Farm agent in Ames, Iowa. I just launched this year, February 1st. I've been in the insurance industry for about 3 years now. Emphasis a little bit more on life insurance for about 7 years. I had a mentor who's an independent agent who kind of taught me the importance of how I am my number one asset when it comes to my family and how they depend on me and my income. And so making sure that's in order. If I want to make sure my wife and kids are financially set, if something were to happen to me, I know that they're taken care of. I know when we talk about, our lives and livelihood, it's a little tough, but we know for certain someday we're going to meet our maker, and I want to make sure my family's set up. So I do that, and I love the topic that we're talking about, money today and our health. I'm a big health freak myself. I like to work out a minimum 5 days a week just to stay in shape. After I played ball in college, I needed to fill that time with the void and working out. It's therapeutic for me and my family as well. So that's what I do, and in my spare time I hang out with the family at home and try to make sure I contribute to society, and I think I can do that through State Farm and insurance.
Excellent. Okay. So you mentioned contributing to society. You also mentioned a couple of other things that really stuck out to me, which was taking care of your family and using life insurance as a way to do that. So we're just meeting for the first time. It's nice to meet you.
You too.
And what you don't know about me is that I'm a widow.
Okay.
And my husband passed. He was 44 when he passed.
I'm sorry.
No life insurance.
Sorry.
Right. Thank you. Thank you for that. We're good. We're almost 5 years out. We're good, But it was really difficult, And we had talked about life insurance several months prior to his unexpected passing, but never pulled the trigger. So what can you tell us about the importance of actually doing that? And what do you say to people who say they can't put another penny out of their monthly budget?
Okay. Good question. Once again, my condolences.
Thank you.
I went through a very similar situation with my mother. She unexpectedly passed away a few years ago, and we didn't have the talk like we should have. And so the first thing I'll say is don't procrastinate. Once again, we know two things in life for certain: death and taxes. And we can control what we can control, and that's our what we can do to put our families and make sure they're financially set. Yeah. So with that being said, and I'll tell you a little bit about my mother's experience. I'm the oldest out of three. Very proud of my mother. I know she's looking down on me and my siblings, and she's very proud today. But I know 10 times out of 10, if I could have sat down and really honed in about life insurance, she would have said, absolutely, let's get this set. Yeah. And so what happened was November 11, 2017 is when she passed, and that was the day after her birthday. Wow. So I didn't even get to talk to her. And so I get the call from my sister, and of course it was a shock to me and my family. And me being the oldest, I had to be in charge of trying to get everything set for her funeral and the cost. And so as I'm trying to mourn properly that week, one of the things I had to think about was, how are we going to pay for this funeral?
Right.
I thought I had to have a talk with my wife. I thought we was going to have to drain half of our savings. I'm blessed to say me and my wife is very dedicated to saving and always having things put aside for a rainy day. But, you know, truth be told, that's for me and my family, my immediate family and kids. And I know my mother didn't want to put us in that situation. Thank God for my aunt. She found out that my mom had a small policy and it did take care of those burial expenses. But with that being said, would she want to leave some money behind to her grandkids?
Right.
My brother hasn't been married. He has no children. My little sister, she's not married yet. Would she want to help finance their weddings?
Right.
Their future opportunity. And me as a business owner, would she want to help out with that?
Yeah.
You know, so.
And can life insurance do that? Because I think a lot of people don't know what life insurance really can do. And here in Iowa, a third of all homicide victims are Black. And so while we're looking at, you know, putting people's faces on T-shirts, you know, Rob and I get called out a lot to homicides, to work with the family. Could this be a way in our community for us to generate some wealth? I know it's a little morbid to say off of death, but death is happening. Could this be a way to generate some wealth and to take care of some expenses that...
Absolutely. That's what other communities are doing, so why not us?
Thank you.
You know, and so to follow up on your second question, at first, you asked about, is it affordable? Absolutely. This is, I try to give this analogy. It's one of those, what's the saying? If you can't afford something like you can't afford not to type of deal in this situation, for $1, $2 a day, you could do a small policy for $125,000.
Okay.
And then I look at it like, can we put something, I can walk down the street and find 4 quarters a day, and that can finance $100,000 that I can leave to my family. Or something happens to me and now my family, and this is one of the things that really hurts my heart in our community, is GoFundMes.
Right. Exactly.
We're asking, you know, family and a bunch of strangers, and thank God for them, to help out with $50 here, $100 here.
Yeah.
When ultimately we could have just been putting $1 away, $2 away, to not only take care of our funeral expenses, set our families up to pay off debt, pay for education.
Right.
You know, if they want to be in a better position, like as a business owner, start a business with that money. There's so many different ways that other communities are doing that we're not doing, that we can set our families, friends, and our loved ones up for the future financially. And you can do that through life insurance, and it's affordable.
So Lewis, I want to go really elementary for a second, because I think sometimes what happens is, you know, we assume that people know like these certain terms, right? And a lot of our marginalized communities, you know, probably aren't necessarily familiar with the language. So you have term life insurance, whole life, universal, variable, variable universal, whole term, and then you have 10-year term, 20-year term, 40-year term. And these things can be used for different things. If you have a 30-year mortgage, you can get a 30-year term. So in case you pass away, the term covers the price of your mortgage, so your family doesn't have to worry about paying for a home. Then you can get permanent whole life insurance that will take care of any debt, but then also make sure that your family is able to live off of that, or that the business or allow the business to continue to go forward. You also have key policies, right? So, you know, for example, my sister who owns a restaurant, they would need a key person policy. If something was to happen to her, they would still be able to fund the business and make that business do what it's supposed to do. And so I feel like a lot of people don't know just flat terms.
I agree.
Like they don't know the language. And so I don't know if they're anything like me, you know, I don't talk about something I don't know.
Right.
You know, and so if I don't know about it, I'm not necessarily having a conversation about it.
Right.
Me and Madison can talk about life insurance and all this other stuff because we understand the terms and the language and all of that, right? Me and Dwana can talk, and Stoy, real quick, I do want to shout out Stoy Hall. He was going to be here with us today. He did ask if our show could at the end just say a quick prayer for his mom, who's just been hospitalized at ICU. And right now we're in the middle of talking about life insurance, right?
Yeah.
And so Stoy is one of those people who really looks into making sure that our community has life insurance, right? But also though, one thing I also understand is that you can get life insurance on somebody as long as there's insurable interest.
Yes.
Right? Like let's say Zakia and I are, I'm a board member of Grace Fitness, right? And we've invested some money. I can get life insurance on Zakia,
absolutely,
because there's an insurable interest, and she may not even know, right? She
How
may
do
not
you
even
do
know.
that? How do you get life insurance on somebody and they don't know? How does that happen?
When you have insurable interest, right?
Okay.
And so
don't you need like their social?
Well,
I'll let Lewis explain.
Okay.
technically, well, let me say this,
But
Rob.
really quick, I just want to say this before you start explaining. I want everybody to understand what it takes to do what Lewis does. You need a life insurance license. You can go take the test. The test is $49 for you to go. You could study. And then you can go and take the test and pass, and you can be licensed to sell insurance in the state of Iowa. If you want to go further than that, then you could take a securities exam where you can get a Series 6, a Series 7, a Series 65, and all of these other things to sell stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and things like that. Because he's at State Farm, you probably also have a PNC license, right?
Correct.
So PNC represents property and casualty. And so then that means that if you're looking for car insurance or home insurance or protecting your property in any way, that they have those available as well. So I really just want people to understand that there is opportunities for you, not even just on looking at life insurance, but also if you're looking at a different career, right? You're looking at a different career, you can go take the test. Once you pass the test, you can get on and start doing exactly what this brother does. But I want to hand it off to you to talk a little bit about kind of these terms, insurable interest, and all of this other stuff.
So Rob, let me say this. You know, more than 99% of most people. I have to commend him. And now I'm about to be recruiting for you, man.
I have a little license.
All right.
That's why
I
used to work for a major insurance company out in West Des Moines. And I had to have, I even had to have a supervisory license, right? And so, we were really successful, and I saw billions of dollars, right? I'm not talking about millions, y'all. I'm talking about billions of dollars go through insurance.
Absolutely.
Billions.
A lot of money. I have previously was Series 6 license. I don't think he knew that. So you can absolutely do this, and it can be lucrative when you want to step away. I had to step away from victim services for a while. Insurance is where I went, But anyway, go ahead.
No, I love it. Everything, and that was a lot. I'll say this, and to piggyback off Rob, if you can, what we need in our community is more representation. I commend State Farm for taking a chance on a black man and making sure I can represent my community. And that's why, for one, we don't know what we don't know, but representation matters. So people will give you a chance and they'll listen to these terms that you can teach. Because you can be a little skeptical when you're sitting down in front of somebody with the tie on who doesn't look like you and trying to sell you a product. And you don't understand these terms. So with that being said, term insurance is more so the cheaper policy. It's affordable at first. The younger you are when it comes to life insurance, the better the rate's going to be. The healthier you are. That's why I'm happy we're talking about health as well. And I hope we can touch a little bit more on the health part and how that affects life insurance. If you have a mortgage or some term debt that you need to make sure that's going to be satisfied before if something were to happen to you. And once again, I have a mortgage on my home. So if something were to happen to me, our mortgage is based off both me and my wife's income, so we know we can take care of that debt and satisfy that debt.
Right.
Whole life, and I don't want to get too deep. There's so many different.
And we don't even have time for that.
Right.
So I'll stick to just term and then the whole.
Yeah.
Whole is more of a level policy. It has something that most people don't know, especially in our community, is living benefits,
That
where
part.
you can
take a
build
loan.
cash.
Take a
Yeah,
loan, cash value.
cash
Yep.
value.
And that's without dying.
Without dying. So I'll use, last year, 2020, COVID happened, and a third of the country lost their jobs.
Right.
Life insurance could satisfy a few different things. If you lost your job and you didn't want to drain your savings, if
Right.
you had a whole life policy with some cash built up in there, you could have withdrawn some money out. They don't pull your credit. You don't have to have great credit, and this is something that can help supplement that income. People were worried about dying. It's COVID. So life insurance, that was another thing, an area that this could satisfy. And so, the next thing, that whole life, is just a level fixed premium. If you start today, that's what you're going to be paying for the rest of your life. When that term is up in 30 years, I'll be 65 years old. It's going to be based off of a 65-year-old male.
Right.
That's going to be a lot more expensive because
Right.
life insurance is based off our mortality. So I know I'm going to get my information out, but if you have more questions, I love to sit down. We love to identify your specific needs because there's so many different products. I want to make sure it's right for you. And once again, I want to make sure it's affordable for you as well.
Right.
So, yes.
As we get ready to head to a close, I know that time went by pretty quick.
It flew by.
Wow.
Yeah.
I can talk all day about this.
As we get ready, I do want to know, people are asking if you would answer the question that you see up there about the insurable interest part. What does it take to get life insurance on someone? What dictates insurable interest?
Well, similar to what you said there, and just the staples: your mother, father, sister, brother, family member, someone who's a business partner that you went in on a business together. That's insurable interest. There's so many different ways in different people that you can take it out on. And so it has to be, I can't just take a life insurance policy out on
Me.
You.
Right.
Life insurance gonna go, hold up, that's a red flag, what's going on?
Exactly.
Right. So there's underwriting, there's a process behind it all. You could try, but the underwriting team is going to make sure there's some insurable interest that makes you, so you can't just take it out on anyone.
Right. But if you have...
And if you have more questions,
Yeah.
how can they get a hold of you?
Yes.
Yeah, so my office is out of Ames, Iowa, 3515 Lincoln Way, Suite 102. I can meet you in your home. I can come to you. I can call you. You can call my office and my team can help you. The phone number is 515-292-9030.
Get that one more time.
515-292-9030. I'm also, you can Google me, Lewis Slaughter State Farm. And I'm also on Facebook, where we like to have a lot of fun out there and show what we're doing in the community, in our office and with our customers. So you can just look us up, Lewis Slaughter State Farm on Facebook. But give us a call. And once again, I'll sit down with you. It's free. It's free to look into. And then another thing that's good about life insurance is it's a free physical. If you're going through it, somebody's going to come out to you, depending on how much the face amount's going to be, where they might draw blood, take a urine test, and then you'll get the results to know how healthy you are.
Right.
And that's what I was alluding to earlier. The healthier you are, the cheaper, the better that rate's going to be. So make sure you're taking care of yourself. Just because you want life insurance doesn't mean it's guaranteed to you. So watch your health. As we talked about earlier in the show, that also will dictate if you are insurable. So, yeah.
And get it on your babies. You know,
Yes.
it's never too early to do that. You know, we love to give beautiful baby shower gifts. Give the gift of life insurance.
Yes.
You know, but especially like a whole life policy.
Yes.
By the time that child's like 18, you know, you looking at college.
Yes.
There's the money there.
There's some money. Down payment on a home. They want to start a business.
Yep.
Through State Farm, we have something that's called a rider. It's like an endorsement on the home that has guaranteed insurability for more life insurance later on.
Right.
So if they have any health issues, they're guaranteed to issue more life insurance to them, and they don't extend that on adults. I think it's 21 and over through State Farm. So I can follow up with me if you're interested, but that's something else that is cheaper. The cheaper, the younger you are, the healthier you are, the cheaper it's going to be, and just making sure you're putting your family in the right position financially.
I will say this before we head out. When I lost my mother in 2014, my family did not know that my mom had life insurance. As a matter of fact, she had 3 different life insurance policies that all activated. They were all very different, so she wasn't overinsured.
Okay.
But they had all activated, once the death certificate had come out. And so the whole time, my 2 sisters, Chrissy and Deborah, they were like, wait a minute, Mom had life insurance the whole time?
Yeah.
And so thanks be to God for that, because, that really took care of the service expense. And because people don't know, death is expensive.
It's very expensive.
Death is expensive, and when you pass away, you're no longer here. And whether they cremate you or put you in a casket,
It's
gonna cost some money.
Right.
Now, obviously, really sad to hear about those who family members never come down to claim the body. They just go to the county mortuary, and they get pushed into some cremation stuff. And so that's really sad to hear about. But when you go and claim your family, in these situations, death is expensive. And not only that, but you also got to remember, they went to a hospital before they died.
Exactly.
Now you got that bill.
Right.
Yeah, because somebody's got to pay that.
Exactly.
The nurses and doctors didn't do that for free.
Exactly. Exactly.
And then don't let them have been transported by an ambulance.
Right.
Because now you got that bill. And if you don't pay that, they're gonna take that out your taxes.
Exactly.
At the end of the year, if you don't pay that. So,
exactly.
that is expensive. So I'm gonna throw it to you real quick for final thoughts, and then we'll go to you, Luana, and then we'll close it out.
Don't procrastinate. Talk about it right now. Get something right now. And if you don't have it, tomorrow's not promised. We wish we can be here forever with our family. But just if you want, once again, it's free to meet with me and have an appointment. I'll make sure I identify the needs of you and your families, and we can get you taken care of. And health. Take care of your health.
Yes.
Make sure you're in a good position to be here for a long time with your families. Death is a part of our life, but we can live, right now, 80, 90s is doable. That didn't used to be doable. So take care of your health. Make sure you take care of your life insurance. Don't procrastinate.
Yeah. Thank you for being with us.
Yeah, thank y'all. Thank you for inviting me.
One of the last things I guess I would say is I appreciate your being here. I appreciate what you do. I feel like for generations in our community, the education on life insurance was almost non-existent. And when it did happen, it was focused on burial, so like my parents, my grandparents, they were like, okay, I don't want to pass that expense on, to bury. And so they only had enough to bury them, but now it's time for us to start having the conversation about what are the other things you can do. It can truly be a wealth generating vehicle for people. So that's the one thing that I hope that people understand and know. It's, if it's not about death that motivates you, then how about wealth? And let that motivate you, wealth and health. And so I just want to thank you for coming on and expanding the conversation. And also, you're right. When people don't look like you, we don't really trust, but you are trustworthy. And I hope that y'all will call Lewis. I'm going to, because I've got some products I've got to buy. So
all right.
Thank you for being here.
Thank y'all. Thank you.
Final thought is this. Thank you to our guests of today, Zakiya Jenkins from Grace Fitness and Lewis Slaughter from State Farm, talking about physical and financial health today. Thank you to our team, our team of hosts, Dwana Bradley, Lawana Nelson Brown, and Miss Brittani. Thank you to our organizational manager, Miss Madison, to our engineer, Mr. Matthew King. And thank you to our viewers for continuing to hang in there and stick with us, even through all of the changes that you've seen come on the show. Making any change in behavior, such as starting physical activity or saving money for financial significance, can be challenging. The next thing is to make it a habit. If exercise or another job seems like a never-ending list, let's do something to make it better. Let's see what we can do to fix not only our physical health, but our financial health, but make it sustainable. I started exercising and then I stopped. I started saving and then I stopped. I had a life insurance policy and then I let it lapse because I couldn't figure out how to make money fit in to pay that bill. But I'll close with this. Motivation levels fluctuate in everyone every single day. But what makes you fantastic is to always remember that brief setbacks makes it even sweeter for a major comeback. So be ready. Slip-ups will happen. Tragedies will strike. But remember, you'll overcome those hurdles. Let's get healthy, y'all. Let's do it together. Thanks for watching the Urban Impact Show.
Thank you.
We'll see you next week.